way, servant, come. I am ready now. Approach, my Ariel, come! Hast thou, spirit, performed to point the tempest that I bade thee?
I flamed amazement. Sometime I divide and burn in many places. On the topmast, the yards and bowsprit would I flame distinctly, then meet and join. Jove's lightning, the precursors, oh, the dreadful thunderclaps, more momentary and sight outrunning were not. The fire and cracks of sulphurous roaring, the most mighty Neptune seemed to besiege and make his bold waves tremble, yea, his dread trident shake.
My brave spirit, who was so constant, so firm, that this coil would not infect his reason?
Not a soul, but felt a fever of the mad and played some tricks of desperation. All but mariners plunged in the foaming brine and quit the vessel. Then all afire with me, the king's son Ferdinand, with hair up staring, then like reeds not air, was the first man that leapt, cried,
Why, that's my spirit! But was not this nigh shore?
Close by, my master.
But are they, Ariel, safe?
Not a hair perished. On their sustaining garments not a blemish, but fresher than before, and as thou badest me, in troops I have dispersed them about the isle. The king's son I have landed by himself, whom I left cooling of the air with sighs in an odd angle of the isle, and sitting his arms in this sad knot.
Of the king's ship, the mariners, say how thou hast disposed, and all the rest of the fleet.
Safely in the harbor is the king's ship, in the deep nook where once thou calledst me up at midnight to fetch dew from the still vexed Bermudas. There she's hid, the mariners all under hatches stowed, who, with a charm joined to their suffered labor, I have left asleep. And for the rest of the fleet, which I dispersed, they have all met again, and are upon the Mediterranean float, bound sadly home from Naples, supposing that they saw the king shipwrecked and his great person perish.
Ariel, thy charge exactly is performed, but there's more work. What is the hour of the day?
Past the mid-season.
At least 2 glasses. The time twixt 6 and now must by us both be spent most preciously.
Is there more toil? Since thou dost give me pains, let me remember thee what thou hast promised, which is not yet performed me.
How now, moody? What dost thou canst demand?
My liberty.
Before the time be out? No more.
I prithee remember I have done thee worthy service, told thee no lies, made thee no mistakings, served without grudge or grumblings. Thou did promise to bait me a full year.
Dost thou forget from what a torment I did save thee?
No.
Thou dost, and think'st it much to tread upon the ooze of the salt deep, to run upon the sharp wind of the north, to do me business in the veins of the earth when it is baked with frost.
I do not, sir.
Thou liest, malignant thing. Hast thou forgot the foul witch Sycorax, who with age and envy
No,
was
sir.
grown into a hoop? Hast thou forgot? Thou hast. Thou hast. Tell me, where was she born? Speak, tell me.
Sir, in Algiers.
Oh, was she so? I must once in a month recount what thou hast been, that thou forgett'st. This damned witch Sycorax, for mischiefs manifold and sorceries terrible to enter human hearing, from Algiers thou know'st was banished. For one thing she did, they would not take her life. Is not this so?
Aye, sir.
This blue-eyed hag was hither brought with child, and here was left by the sailors. Thou, my slave, as thou reportst thyself, was then her servant, and, as thou wast a spirit too delicate to act her earthy and abhorred commands, refusing her grand hests, she did confine thee by help of her more potent ministers, and in her most unmitigable rage, into a cloven pine, within which rift thou didst painfully remain imprisoned for 12 years, within which space she died, and left thee there, where thou didst vent thy groans as fast as mill wheels strike. Then was this island, save for the sun that she did litter here, a freckled whelp, hag-born, not honored with a human shape.
Yes, Caliban, her son.
A dull thing, I say so, he, that Caliban, whom now I keep in service. Well, thou knowest best from what a torment I did free thee. Thy groans did make the wolves howl and pierce the breast of ever-angry bears. It was a torment to lay upon the damned, which Sycorax could not again undo. It was mine art, when I arrived and heard thee, that split the pine, made gape the pine, and let thee out.
I thank thee, master.
If thou more murmurest, I will rend an oak and peg thee in its knotty entrails and leave thee howling for 12 winters.
Pardon, master. I will be correspondent to command and do my spiriting gently.
Do so. And in 2 days' time, I will discharge thee.
That's my noble master. What shall I do? Say what? What shall I do?
Go, make thyself like a nymph of the sea. Be subject to no sight but mine and thine, invisible to every eyeball else. Go, take this shape, and hither come in it. Go, hence, with diligence!